Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hey, welcome back. If you enjoy anything book or makeup related, this is definitely going to be the channel for you, so I absolutely invite you to go ahead, subscribe, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you guys definitely give this video a thumbs up. And let's go ahead and let's dive on into today's video, which is going to be talking about the Scholastic Book Fair. I am not sponsored. Scholastic doesn't know who I am, but I have kids. And it was parent-teacher conference night, and also during parent-teacher conference night was also the Scholastic Book Fair within the school. And the kids were like, we have to go, we have to go. So we went, and they each got their own items. My daughter got a couple of books that she was interested in, but she's one of those kids that when she goes to the Scholastic Book Fair, she doesn't care about the books, she cares about all the other things. She likes the diaries, the pens, the little gadgets and gizmos. She even likes really fun, fancy bookmarks, even though she doesn't really care to read a book to put them in, she just really likes the bookmarks. That's one child that I have. And then my youngest, my son, is the one who really likes books that are really interesting to him. So he did pick up a lot of like Dog Man books, which are not going to be featured in this. He's got those with him in his backpack. So he always has one that he can read on the bus on the way to and from school. And then he also likes to sometimes get like little gadgets. He got like a little pin where it's like a dinosaur and the dinosaur can punch you like using little things on the back. I don't know. A really cool bookmark with kittens on it. He's a cat person. Okay, we love that here. And then I think that may have been all that he got. But then the kids saw this like table that had like a ton of like really spooky, that's not one of them. Let me see if I can find, okay, here we go. That had like spooky covers on it. There's more on there than just ones that had spooky covers on it. But the kids and I's love language is gift giving. So we love buying gifts for other people, and we love giving those gifts, and we love getting gifts. So there was this table that was like, it was like last chance books for like less than $5 or $4. And all these books I got were either $2 or $3. I think one of them was $4, but everything else was $2 or $3. And my kids literally just like picked one of everything off the table and was like, Mom, we hope you like these. So I'm excited to read them. Are they like Scholastic, more like kid books? Sure. Will I still read them? Yeah, because I'll read just about anything. So if you guys are excited to see what books we got, what we selected, then definitely keep on watching. So one of the first books, and this one is really, really big, is going to be Beasts of Prey. Now it looks like on the back it says Beasts of Ruin, so I'm not 100% for sure if this is, I'm going to assume this is a series. I don't know what number this is. I don't really know much about it at all. All it says on there is also by this author's Beasts of Ruin. So I don't know. I don't know what number this is. I'm going to give it a try. This is a big book though. Like, wow. This is huge. That's pretty big. So this is about a area in the world that used to have like a lot of magic and like a mystery to it. But then it just kind of became nothing but a myth. And there are these two characters right here. So the first one is going to be Kofi, Koffi. Let me know if you guys know how to pronounce these, how I'm supposed to pronounce these. And she is a beast keeper, and she's trying to release the night zoo. But then there is Akons, E-K-O-N-S, Akon. Could be Akon. And his task is he has to try to stop Kofi. But then they start working together and they realize that they have to team up in order for them to both get whatever it is that they need. And so they're working together to try to, one's trying to bring, like she's trying to bring back magic and healing and release like these animals that are being kept under in like terrible conditions. Whereas he's trying to like stop her. And so they have to just like really work together, and they have to enter this jungle, and it's called the Greater Jungle is what it's called. And in the jungle, it's like a lot about like there's like magic and there's beasts in there, which is banned in this town that they're in now. So now they just kind of have to like work together. So I'm kind of anxious to see how this book goes. The next one is going to be Mulan. This is just about Mulan. It's like supposed to be like a retelling of the, I don't know if this is supposed to be like the live action. Wait, it's supposed to be like the live action one. Yes, because it even has like the pictures of the live action. My son saw this, knew that I love Disney story retelling, so he was like, Mom, I think you need to add this to your pile. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know I did, but maybe I did. The next one's going to be Tunnel of Bones. This is by Victoria Schwab. If you like more adult books, she goes by V.E. Schwab for like her more adult books, and then she goes under Victoria Schwab for like her more like youthful adolescent type books. So anyways, this is Tunnel of Bones. We're getting there. So this is about Cassidy, who is in Paris with her parents. She's in Paris with her parents. I wanted to combine Paris and parents all at once to try to like move the conversation along quicker. It didn't happen. But anyway, so she's in Paris, and, you know, she's like really, you know, she's enjoying it to like a certain extent. You know, there's only so many croissants you can eat. There's only times you can see the Eiffel Tower. But then she unleashes like this haunted force that is starting to haunt her and somebody else. And now they have to like team up together to like try to like stop this evil force, because if they don't, then it's just going to haunt and terrorize the city forever. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. I'm kind of excited to see the author's writing style when it comes to something that's a little bit more like young adolescent or young adult type books versus her more adult books. So I'm kind of excited. This next one I think is going to be so good. This is called Backcountry. So this is about a girl who almost dies because she's diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and she doesn't realize it's type 1 diabetes, which is a lot of times what happens for a lot of newly diabetics, especially like type 1s, and usually when it's juveniles, because you think, oh, it's going to be a virus. My daughter has type 1 diabetes. I do as well. My daughter did almost die because they kept pushing her off, like, no, she's too young. She's a year old. Like, she's too young to have type 1 diabetes. You know, she's breastfed, and we just think it's something viral going around. It was also dead of winter, RSV. But finally, when she became unresponsive, she was diagnosed then with type 1 diabetes in the ER. So thankful for them. But the same thing kind of happens with her. And now her and her dad and a group of friends are going out backpacking, and then a giant winter storm is fastly approaching, and then that's when she noticed, and she has her little service dog, that like if she does not get out and leave now and try to make it back home, she's not going to have enough diabetic supplies to keep her through until the storm ends. So now she's taking her and her service dog are on their way to try to get back home before time runs out. So or they get snowed in or something, or maybe freeze to death. I don't know. Sounds good to me. The next one is going to be The One and Only Bob. So last school year, my kids got, well, just one of them, because she was the only one in the school at the time. Now my son's moved up a grade, so now he's in the school. But they got the book called The One and Only Ivan, and they would come home and they would read. You would read with like the parent, and they would sign off. And then, you know, if you like read, like every week you'd be put into a drawing that you had read. And so there are other books in the series. So there was One and Only Bob. They did not have The One and Only Ruby, which is the last and final installment that they have thus far of this series. So the kids were like, we need to pick this up. And so we did. So The One and Only Ivan talks about the gorilla more in depth in his life of living in like this mall. It's like a mall, but like a petting zoo attraction where people could like come into the mall and pay to see like the gorilla, and he would paint art. But then he gets released, and he gets to go to the zoo, and so does Ruby. And then Bob goes and lives with one of the zookeepers that worked with them in the mall. Not the owner of the mall or them, because he was like a terrible person. And so this book, instead of going through like Ivan's perspective, this is more through like Bob's perspective of living in a home, going and seeing Ivan every day, just kind of, you know, what his life experiences are. So I'm excited to go ahead and like continue that series with the kids. And then I definitely have to get the Ruby one. I think I'm going to add that to for Christmas for one of them, so that way we can have all the books. The next one right here is going to be Deep and Dark and Dangerous. So this is about Aunt Dulcie, Emma, and excuse me, who are going to this lake house. Wow, I feel like my throat is like going in and out. who goes to this lake house that they have, and she's really excited to go. However, this girl's mom is just kind of like, yeah, I don't think you should go out there. It's really dangerous. There's like really creepy things. The daughter's like, yeah, okay, whatever, mom. See ya. So she goes out to the lake, and she's like having a good time, or she thinks she's having a good time, I don't know. But then Allie and her like sister are there, and Sissy is starting to really like talk about like this like really weird mysterious drowning and like creepy things that are happening after that. And Allie is just like, whatever, you're a liar, like no, there's nothing going on, you're just trying to scare me. But then more sinister things start happening, so now she's trying to figure out what is going on, who's behind it, what she needs to do to stop the evil forces from coming. So that sounds really good. This next one, I think I'm going to read with my daughter. I think this is going to be like such a good book. So this is called Fake. So this is about a girl who is being really extremely bullied in high school, and she is just so tired of it. So she goes online, and while she's online, she creates like this fake profile about this girl by the name of Sienna, and she is beautiful, and she is gorgeous, and she is smart, and she is funny. And so she starts adding her friends, and her friends are like, oh my gosh, this person is so cool, while still bullying them and the other person that they think they are in high school. Did that make any sense? I don't know. But anyways, then somebody comes to town that matches the description of this Sienna, this fake profile. So now Maisie is her name, has to like try to like hold it together, and hopefully like the other girls don't find out and make her life even worse. But I think that would be like such a good book to read with my daughter, who's about ready to be 10, so we can just kind of have like a conversation. Next up is going to be Traitors Among Us. So this is set during World War II. This is about two girls who are trying to go and rescue one of their fathers, but they are captured by the Soviet because it was told that they are conversing with the Nazis, and that is not the case at all. So they are under the Soviets, and they are trying to prove their innocence before it is too late, and they are executed. So I'm really excited to read that. I really love like World War II type books. This next one is also going to be a World War II type book. This is called Rescue. So this is about a girl whose father is taken to a concentration camp during World War II. And she is now going to set off to go and try and find her father and free her father. But of course, along the way, with it being like Nazi Germany, there is a lot of danger with her doing so. She has to try to convince other people that she's like not Jewish while she's like making her way, so they'll trade her supplies and stuff. So I'm really excited to read that. I think that's going to be so good. The next one is going to be called The Buried. So this is about like this town, and something happens in this town. Does it say how long ago? 10 years ago. 10 years ago is how long that this happened. And 10 years ago, they had to basically go underground into like these tunnels. And nobody is ever willing to talk about what it is that happened that led them to having to go into this tunnel. But while in this tunnel, they have somebody that kind of is like the ruler, the control, like the mayor of like these little towns. And they're just kind of, enforcing a lot of rules. A lot of them is don't ever go outside, don't touch skin to skin, don't go up into the sunlight, don't go to anywhere that has any sunlight. You have to wait until it's dark. And so now you're just kind of unraveling like the secrets of like what actually happened, what happens if you do things, how long do we have to stay underground, what's on the top. It's just like a lot of questions that are just needing to be unanswered, and I'm really excited to read this as well. That leaves us with the very last book that I got / my kids bought for me or picked out for me because I bought them, right? And that is going to be this book right here called Took. So this is about a family that moves into this house, and the town is like really just like, your house isn't safe, you're not safe in this house, you need to leave. And they say that there's like this witch that is like that like controls the house, but the parents are just like, okay, whatever, like I don't believe that. And then like this little girl, the daughter, finds this doll and starts like interacting with this doll and talking to this doll, and then she just like mysteriously just like ups and vanishes, and nobody knows what happens to her. So now her brother is like trying to find her, and still trying to like maintain that there is no witch, that this is just completely and totally made up, that she's probably just out hiding somewhere. But now he realizes he's going to have to meet the witch if he wants to get his sister back. So that is it for today's video, talking about some of the books that I just randomly went and picked up one day from the Scholastic book fair. Listen, if they did a book fair for adults, I would be there. I would be there. Do you know how much fun that would be to just like have like a book fair, like a traveling book fair, like the Scholastic book fair, but like it's for adults. It's for adults. Do you know how fun that would be? That would be fun. How do we petition this? Does anyone know how to petition this? Because that would be so fun. I think that would be fun. But I am really excited that the kids picked me out some books. They saw them on the table and were like, Mom, we want to pick you out some books, right? That's our love language. And I'm here for it. And I'm really excited for all of the books that I have gotten. Let me know if any of these books sound interesting. Have you read any of these books? What did you think? Let me know down below if you would pick up anything from the Scholastic book fair. Do you have kids where you frequently go to the Scholastic book fair? Let me know all of that down below. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you guys have given this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy book content of all sorts, as well as, oh, there goes my dog, book content of all sorts, as well as makeup content, then this is definitely going to be the channel for you. So I would absolutely appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!